Welcome to the Scaringi Law Lunch Break. This is your time of the day to learn a little bit about politics and the law while you enjoy your lunch. Was last night's election the big blue wave the media said it would be? Simply put, no. On average, the party opposite the president's party picks up around 33 seats in the House of Representatives in the mid-year election of the president's first term. Did that happen last night? Well, as of now, Democrats have gained 27 seats in the House, guaranteeing a majority of at least 2 seats. Winners were undetermined in 23 House races. Votes are still being counted, with Democrats likely to claim 9 of those seats, according to the Associated Press. But average is not a blue wave, let alone a big blue wave. I went to work in the U.S. Senate in 1995 in the red wave of 1994 called the Republican Revolution. In then-President Clinton's first term, Republicans picked up 54 seats in the House and 8 seats in the U.S. Senate. In President Obama's first-term mid-year election, Republicans picked up 63 seats in the House, erasing gains the Democrats made in 2006 and in 2008, and picked up 6 seats in the U.S. Senate. Although the sitting U.S. president's party usually loses seats in the first midterm election, the 2010 election resulted in the highest loss of a party, in this case the Democratic Party, in a House midterm election since 1938, and the largest House swing since 1948. This also happened to be the Republicans' largest gain in the House since 1938. Now, those are midterm wave elections. Last night's was not. Republicans actually increased control of the U.S. Senate. Republicans picked up 3 Senate seats, including Josh Hawley knocking off U.S. Senator Claire McCaskill, Kevin Cramer knocking off Heidi Heitkamp in North Dakota, Mike Braun knocking off incumbent U.S. Senator Joe Donnelly in Indiana, and Rick Scott knocking off the incumbent U.S. Senator Bill Nelson in Florida. So there's 4 Republicans defeating 4 incumbent Democratic U.S. Senators. However, the Florida race is going to an automatic recount per Florida state election law because Scott's victory was less than 1%, less than 0.5%. So that's 4 pickups for the Republicans in the Senate races, but only a net gain of 3 because Republicans lost Nevada. Dean Heller, who was kind of a never-Trumper, lost his race for re-election. There are 2 races outstanding, those in Arizona and Montana, that are too close to call. Well, where did Democrats go wrong last night? They not only failed to pick up any seats in the U.S. Senate, they've lost a net 3 seats. Tom Bevan of Real Clear Politics noted almost all of the Democratic senators in competitive races who voted against Brett Kavanaugh for the U.S. Supreme Court last night, while only one of them who voted for Kavanaugh won, and that was Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia. So those Democrats in red states who voted against Brett Kavanaugh paid the price at the polls last night. Now that Democrats have taken control of the U.S. House, what can we expect? And my answer, subpoenas, investigations, tax returns, and impeachment. Nancy Pelosi will likely return as Speaker of the House. Representative Adam Schiff, Democrat of California, is expected to become chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. He wants to make sure there's no stone that's left unturned in the investigation into potential collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia. So we're going to hear a lot more about the alleged Trump-Russia collusion. Chairman of the Judiciary Committee, Representative Gerald Nadler, Democrat of New York, said last night all options are on the table if Trump tries to sabotage the Russia probe or fires key people or abuses the pardon power. Nadler promises to use subpoena power if we have to and when we have to. Representative Elijah Cummings, Democrat of Maryland, is expected to become chairman of the House Oversight Panel, and he's going to look into financial conflicts of interests between the President Trump and his various business entities and his role as Chief Executive Officer of the executive branch, possible violations of the Constitution's emoluments clause. There are a couple of cases in the federal courts. We've discussed those in prior Scaringi Law lunch breaks. Voter suppression efforts, to name a few. He's got a long list of issues he wants to examine as chairman of the Oversight Panel. According to news reports, the House Ways and Means Committee intends to request President Trump's tax returns. That's going to be a grand fight there. Last month, the U.S. Democrat, the House Democrat who is expected to become chairman of Ways and Means, that's Richard Neal, Democrat of Massachusetts, told the Wall Street Journal that Democrats would request the president's tax returns if they won the majority, and they have. So stay tuned. Things are about to get even rockier with Democrats taking control of the U.S. House of Representatives. They'll likely use every tool in their arsenal, including subpoenas, investigations, the attempt to obtain the president's tax returns, and impeachment to take out President Trump. We'll keep you up to date on all the legal maneuverings as the new Democratic chairman and chairwomen take control of their various committees and start issuing those subpoenas. Well, that's about all the time we have today for the Scaringi Law Lunch Break. Thanks for listening and enjoy your lunch.